I am Adesh, and I am here. I am a Jnana yogi and a priest of Jaguar clan. I am a warrior of Wodan and a son of Thor. I embrace the Maha Mudra and forge the path of Maha Dharma. I am one who would serve Jeshua's Adnam. For over 900,000 years have I been on this pilgrim's quest. Countless empires have I seen, rising and falling. I have been many things in many places. I have been thrust into the heights of honor, glory, and power, and I have been cast into the catacombs of perversion, degradation, and despair. Come, sit with me now, for now is the time of the revealing, for now is the time of the healing. Let us form a great circle. Let us celebrate our many paths. Let us learn to worship the one God with one voice. Let us learn to serve one another and thus fulfill the intention of our Creator. I am Adesh, and I am here. We are gathered to seek the way, the truth, the life, to open the channels of spirit by way of one who became the truth, that we may more perfectly worship the embodiment of grace that He is, that we may become, that we may unify our consciousness with Him, that in the act of seeking, as attunement comes, we may learn to be centered selflessly within the will of God. That as the events of the great days draw near, we may recognize from whence they come, and we may serve. That we may better understand the next obvious step in the evolution of the soul and the earth. That the holy purpose be ever more deeply instilled within us, that the seed, that is the divine Christ within each one, may grow to deliver the Messiah unto the earth. We seek the truth as it may be given here and now. Late last night, deep within that realm of realms, more tangible, more vivid, more alive than ordinary reality, a Valkyrian goddess came to me, embracing me eagerly, bringing warm lips close to anxious, hungry ears, whispering gently her bold, rapturous message. I wish you no harm, but I can resist no longer. I am mesmerized. I am overflowing within the wake of the boundless passion of your relentless questing. I have always been here, beside the river, waiting patiently for you to remember, waiting faithfully since the beginning for your resurrection, longing eternally in anticipation of your radiant return. Deep within your heart, I want you to know, if you have need of me, I am here. I will be your concubine. I will be your mistress. I will be your lover. And when our time is over, I shall always be here with you, drifting within unleashed writhing wind, glowing within hot raging fire, flowing within trembling luminous waters, growing within sacred moaning earth. and I shall rejoice forever. This was a dream I had by the waterfall within the valley of the Raj Adnipolche. I live in a paradise within a blissful presence that creates, organizes, and sustains the universe and everything within it. I choose to embrace this divine presence in order to discover the opportunity to participate in the creation of a world of beauty, abundance, and joy. I release and renounce all false beliefs, judgments, and notions towards myself and others in order to be delivered and surrendered into this divine presence. I ask to be guided and supported in the manifestation of my dearest dreams and desires for the highest good of myself and others. I receive and accept with appreciation and gratitude all blessings necessary for the fulfillment of my goals and the realization of my sacred destiny. I trust that all this and more is already manifesting, whether I understand it or not, or whether I know it or not. I thank El Shaddai, my Lord Yeshua, the Christ Spirit, ascended masters, angels, saints, teachers, guides, ancestors, and friends of the divine presence.
Remember always that you are on a quest. It is the perseverance, the faith, the service, the devotion to the life purpose by which you are measured. Remember that no one can walk your path for you. It is the ultimate responsibility to self, the reason for which you exist, your personal revelation, the epic journey that completes the circle of soul experience. Remember that all aspects of self are on the path of transformation. You must not deny those qualities which you judge to be negative. That is where the true work remains. Remember to reaffirm, evaluate, and serve your commitment on a frequent and regular basis. Remember that you are in the process of self-discovery. Know that it is the grace of God that you are not revealed to self all at once. Remember that as each layer of self-denial is removed, you must reassess, reaffirm, rededicate self, for your perspective and awareness will continually broaden and new potentials will be realized. Remember that you are a spiritual warrior and that you live in a time when you must demand your birthright and reclaim the undiscovered land. Remember that the land and the king are one. Remember that you are a pioneer, venturing into regions of self that have long been abandoned. Remember that this is the way home. Remember that when joyous revelations, visions, or openings of consciousness come, often expect a challenge, a seduction, an opportunity that will lead you astray. Begin to develop discernment, selectivity. Remember to treat self, all aspects of self, with loving tenderness, patience, and compassion, as an infant that is learning to function. Remember to recognize self's weaknesses, particularly the compartmentalization and stubborn pride, rather than true responsibility and service. The walls must come tumbling down for the light to come through. Remember that these self-imposed obstacles and pitfalls exist only in the conscious mind. Remember that each accomplishment, each overcoming, Each time you look the dragon in the eye, each prayer given and received makes the path easier for others and for self. Remember that the way to the inner sanctum, be it of the soul or the monastery, is to make self vulnerable to others. Remember to speak passionately of your yearnings, your failings, your insights, your path. Speak of your faults openly. Speak with the wisdom gained only through self-awareness. Remember that pain, fear, and confusion are the red flags that let you know that disharmony exists and questionable actions are being considered or pursued. Remember to go through the process of discussing and identifying the source of the problem. Is it fear of betrayal, of failing, of deprivation, things of the lower self? Is it the higher self, crying out for an impassioned plea to keep self on the straight path of commitment, to avoid another pitfall? Remember to keep a clear vision of your commitment. Do not allow others to tell you your goal is not possible, whoever they may be. This is where the stubborn willfulness and pride can be transformed into perseverance and devotion to path. Remember that you are born of the sacred and compassionate heart of the Hawk Mother. You, the eagle warrior, bringer of light. Remember to continue to identify those concepts, those burdens, those expectations, those obligations placed on you by others, which have confused you, betrayed you, used you, abandoned you, bewildered you, and caused you to often betray yourself. Remember to see these others as yourself with compassion, for they too are weak and seek fulfillment by wrong action. Remember to see how you have placed expectations, fulfillment, obligations, burdens, and blame upon others, and that they have in many ways betrayed you by not living up to your standards. Remember that you cannot walk another's path for them. Remember that it is balance within self that you seek. Remember, it is the perfection of the feminine nature within self that embodies the perfect partner. Remember that it is unfair to expect another to fulfill that which can only be realized by self. Remember that no matter how many times you have fallen, again you have been lifted up to make the attempt again. Remember that the urgency of this period of existence for which you are now in the physical body occurs for only the 5th time since souls first manifested on this plane. This is a convergence of energies, a crossroads of unrealized potentials, a confirmation of commitments anciently made. Remember to listen to the inner voice of the soul, not the outer world of insane fantasies, distractions, and pitfalls. Remember forever, I never knew how empty was my soul until it was filled. Remember always who you really are. Remember that you are in the process of completing the circuit, of making the experience complete, of coming home. Remember, because it is the failure of mankind that it forgets. Remember. 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 From the book, The Priestess of Moki Maya. to the children of the light. This was offered to a devotee and yet made available for all of those who walk along a sacred path in the quest of the manifestation of the merging with the divine presence. Other selections are from the book Telluride, The Sacred Valley, and from the book The Halcyon Cry of Cowboy Poetry and Bagpipes. I am Adesh, and I am here. And this is the Wodan Kirk channel. Thank you for listening.